I'm going to talk about the GEHO positive displacement pumps, which actually form an integral part of any pump station as a very important component for a pipeline application. And yes, we are the market leaders in the world, but we are not the only company that manufactures PD pumps, but we're definitely well recognized by the market. So a brief introduction about WEIR before we get into our product. We are essentially a mining service provider. Our aim is to provide smart, efficient, and sustainable solutions for mining. And we do that by interacting closely with customers and supporting it by world-class engineering. We put in a considerable amount of research work into material studies. And we finally also integrate automation, intelligent automation, to complete the full circle, so to say. So we are present in almost every aspect of mining. We are there right from extraction to grinding, segregation, and also into the mineral processing part, finally into tailings and tailing facility management. So there's a flow sheet that is presented on the screen. You can also see it in our booth. It's also there. So we have a lot of products that complement each other and actually complete the entire circuit for our customers. Our global footprint is quite extensive. We have about 150 global locations, 9 major manufacturing locations. We employ about 11,500 people plus. And these positive displacement pumps, which are sold under the brand name of GEHO, are manufactured in Netherlands. So we have our plant in Netherlands in a place called Venlo, which is the south of Netherlands, close to Düsseldorf. We employ about 450 people, close to 500 now. We export and we serve, let's say, 70. We supply all over the world and is supported by 70 local offices in the countries. In Netherlands, we manufacture not only the GEHO pumps, we also manufacture the high pressure grinding rolls, which are also known as HPGR. This is our location, this is our footprint in India. Of course, recently we've closed down Kolkata office and Mumbai office and instead focused ourselves to be more closer to our customers. By that way, we have our presence in Nagpur as well as in Ranchi. We have 200 plus GEHO pumps in India. Recently, we commissioned Lloyd's, and with your permission, I have a short video to present. So why choose GEHO? Well, GEHO's, these are positive displacement pump, piston diaphragm type pumps, which have been proven to be most efficient in this kind of application. And the obvious reason why choose GEHO is because of its reliability and its proven operation in the field. Positive displacement pumps offer constant flow against increasing pressure, so there is hardly any loss in flow. That's something which is extremely desirable, that allows you to clearly account for your power consumption. The applications are quite extensive for these pumps. GEHO pumps can be used for ore transportation, any kind of ore for that matter, as the panelist said here. They're for tailings disposal, process feeds such as autoclave and digestion feed, and they can be used in mineral processing industry as well as petroleum and petrochem industry. We have 40 pumps supplied in Reliance for petcoke gasification feed. And there are pumps operating in India and across the world for autoclave and digestion feed, nickel, alumina, for example. Power industry, there is extensive use of positive displacement pumps and fly ash and bottom ash disposal systems in India, as well as in the rest of the world. Mostly in India, because the rest of the world have actually moved away from ash disposal to a large extent. And underground mine dewatering and mine backfilling applications as well. So the performances have been proven. The highest capacity pump that we've supplied so far is 800 cubic meters. And the discharge pressures could be as high as 320 bars. But of course, they do not occur simultaneously. So if you have high pressure, you have correspondingly lower flow. And if you have high flow, you have corresponding low pressure. So to give you an example, an 800 cubic meters pump could probably handle about 100 bars. Similarly, a 320 cubic meters, 320 bars pump could handle about 150 cubic meters flow. Solids concentration could be as high as 85%, depending on the type of slurry that you're using. Viscosity up to 8,000 millipascal, and slurry temperature for 240 degrees. So these are high temperature applications. And for these applications, you need a special design of the pump, which is also in our manufacturing program. So we have about 1,086 pumps in operation across the world as I speak. We have decades of experience of supplying this pump and monitoring the performance. And as Rao Saab said, yes, in the initial years, everything was new. It was new to the designers. It was new to the suppliers. We also didn't know enough. So we've tried to integrate our experience into our latest offerings. So nowadays, we've certainly looked into and we work with the design agencies to set the pumping parameters such that these fluctuations which occur over the lifetime of the project can be handled. We no longer work on, let's say, nominal minimum and maximum flow concept. We work on one maximum flow concept, and we also look at significant margins on pressure capabilities of the pumps. We also nowadays make sure that the pumps do not interfere with each other when several of them are pumping in the same pipeline. So these kind of innovations and this kind of research goes into our system in a continuous manner. So we happen to be the market leader for the PD pumps in mining. And again, through experience, we've learned about WEIR. I recall in New Zealand Steel way back in 1970s or 60s, we had very encouraging results with WEIR, and then we supplied to M&S, and we were in for a rude shock. So we worked with our customers, and our customers then were very generous to allow us to work alongside them, and we've taken all our experience into our design. We've taken it back to our factories. We made calculations, and we looked into material selection, so on and so forth. And every innovation is passed on to the next pumps that are rolled out of the factory. Another important aspect that we have taken into consideration in our recent offerings, especially for ore transportation, where multiple pumps pump into a single pipeline, is pressure pulsations and transient flows. The pressure pulsations are initiated by the pumps discharging into the same pipeline, but they're reflected into the pipeline operations. I have again a short video later which shows how the needle goes all over the place when it's not controlled. So we've learned about that, and that's an important thing that we also offer in all our proposals nowadays. So these are about the innovations that are constantly happening, and I can confess on behalf of the company, there were things that we didn't know earlier, we have learned, and it's important that we implement those learnings into what we offer to the markets. So GEHO, these positive displacement pumps inherently are quite efficient, and we know that our pumps can deliver about 95% overall efficiency. The availability is almost 98%. We have special pumps for high temperature applications also. So here's our experience. Talking about experience, here's our experience. So we have pumps in 24 iron ore pipeline projects worldwide, 131 of them in total. 100% of iron ore pipelines use GEHO pumps. For long distance pumping, for long distance pipeline, mean time between failures matter. The time that you need to repair and put these critical equipment back into operation do matter, and therefore an availability of 98% is quite a logical expectation. So we make sure that our pumps are able to be delivered as per these expectations and are reliable enough so that no surprises come up during operations. We try our best. So this is a chart that kind of gives you an indication as to what you can expect, what kind of availability you can expect with how many pumps working and how many in standby. This can be shared, and you will see it in the shared presentation. And also we can discuss offline if you're interested. So the size does matter. Higher the flow and the pressure, the demands, the bigger are the pumps. You have to use them optimally as well. I'm going to rush through a little bit. What matters here is the resonance effects and the vibrations. Is something that I touched upon. And we've devised a way to mitigate such risks by what we call as a phase shift controller. So we manage the pulsations of the equipment pumping into the pipeline such that you have a smooth flow through the pipeline through and through. So this is the short video that I was talking about. So you can see the needle there going all over the place. So it looks like a minor deflection, but once it stabilizes, the next instant it goes up again. So that means the pumps are coming to phase and then again getting out of phase. So this is not something you want. You want a stable needle, let's say, on the gauges. And that looks pretty simple on the screen here, but it's a very important consideration in the pipeline, as the pipeline operators would appreciate. So each slurry is different. This is a very important thing to note. Each slurry is different. That is why that is why we have design agencies working very hard to characterize slurries and set operating parameters for us. And we are constantly taking that feedback and implementing them into our equipment. And to complement all, we have now implemented diagnostics with our equipment. Every equipment comes with diagnostic features. So it is as simple as that. You get an alert on your mobile phone if you subscribe to these. So all in all, in order to make life simpler for you and to be with time, we have been implementing these changes and innovations. So that's about all that I have. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are here in our booth, and we can explain to you more in detail. Thank you.